So, have you ever wanted to make a secret vault on your computer that you can store files? Well, today I'm going to show you with a program called TrueCrypt on how to do that. I'm going to explain it a little more in detail after I go through the steps, but first, let's get the program and I'll take you through the steps of creating this little vault. And it's going to look like this in a way. It's more of a diagram to explain it, but I'll get into more detail after this. What it's going to do is create a volume, and then we're going to have two partitions, and one's going to be hidden, and that's where we're going to store the valuable files that need to be protected, and the other one's going to be essentially your decoy partition. So let's get started, and let's first we can get TrueCrypt from truecrypt.org/downloads. It's a free program and it's open source. If you'd like to view the code, they have the download available somewhere. So download it, run the installation, and once it's installed, open it up. And first, what we're going to do is we're going to create a volume. So from here, we're going to create an encrypted file container. Hidden TrueCrypt volume. I'll get to that in a second on really what we're doing. Normal mode, keep going. Now we're going to select where we want to save it. So I'm going to save it here in volume. I'm going to name it new volume. Okay, continue. We're going to use this algorithm. We're not going to change anything. It's very powerful. An example of TrueCrypt strength, I'll have it here in the video. You can click on it. Maybe in the description, a real life example. Let's keep going. I'm going to make my outer volume size 50 megabytes, but this is the size what you make here is how much space you can have to put files in. Just like a USB drive has a certain amount of space, well, that's kind of what we're doing here. So now the password, I'm just going to have this as new area. Move your cursor around randomly and click format. Next. So now we're creating the hidden partition. We're going to create a different password for this section because we need two different passwords to distinguish which partition. So let's keep going, same algorithm. And you want to make this a lower size than a smaller size than what you made the previous outer volume. So I'm going to make that 40. And this password is going to be different. Make sure you make it different. Secret area, that's when it's BRs for this one. Continue. Same thing again, same thing. Do it again. Format. Continue. Next. Alright, now it's finished. So now it's been made. And as you can see, this is just a file. I mean, you can't really do anything with this without TrueCrypt and no one would really know what this is. It just says a file. I mean, obviously, if you name it new volume, people might suspect, but I mean, you could name this anything. I mean, you get the idea. So let's continue. Let's open this up and let's get into our vault. So we're going to select the file that we want to open. So the file is on the desktop. Now here it is. There we go. All right. So now what we're going to do is mount it. So now we're going to use the password. Right now we're going to get into this partition. So we're going to use the password we used when we created this part of the volume. So that part was, we used the password new area. Okay, good, so it mounted. Now, I mounted it on the Y drive, and sure enough, here it is on the Y drive. There it is. So now it's empty because this is just like our space, as you might see on a USB drive. This is essentially our decoy area. This is where we're going to store our unimportant files. So we can just put, essentially you can just call it maybe decoy files almost. Alright, so right now we're in here. So now let's open up the hidden compartment in our vault, where we're going to store anything that we really need to keep safe. So let's do that. So we're going to dismount, and now we're going to mount, but this time we're going to use the password we we associated with this hidden partition. So secret area. Alright, let's keep going. So it should mount. It's in the Y. So now, here we're in. Now we're in the secret vault, and now we can store any of the important files that we need. So this is where we store the important files in here. So really, what we just did was we created this entire volume, and then we split it up into two partitions, where we have a decoy area and then the real area that will contain what we need protected. So right now we're in the hidden volume, the hidden partition of the volume. So really, this is a powerful tool when you think about it. I mean, an example of maybe why this would be useful would be like if someone's going through the volume or whatever and they want the password to it. Well, you would just tell them the password to the decoy one, and they would get into it. So this is what they would do. They would get right into it, and they would, you'd tell them the password, whatever it was, and they would get right into it, but all they would see would be the decoy files. When you're the only person that actually knows, there's a hidden compartment that has all of your really important files. And they wouldn't have access to that compartment. There it is. So kind of an overview, really, what we just did. I mean, it's a really simple process. I mean, we just used TrueCrypt, free open source program, to create a vault on our computer to store any files we need protected. And you can really find different ways to use this. I mean, you could put this on a USB drive, or you could do it on maybe an external hard drive you have, and you could store anything you need protected. But thanks for watching the video, and I'm going to be making some more tech videos soon. The next one is going to be I'm going to be using another free utility that we can utilize for safety online, and I'm going to go through why it's important and how we can use it. So make sure you subscribe to stay in check with what's going on, and thanks for watching.